In Delcam for SolidWorks 2013 R2, you now have the option to feed or rapid from start points that you set for turning operations. This applies to turn, bore, face, hole, groove, and cutoff features, and it provides more control for approach moves. So I'll get this started by opening up the browser and opening this demo, and I'll show you a couple different things. First of all, how we can set start points, end points, and tool change locations using sketches, and then how you can either rapid from those start points or feed from those start points in order to get to the initial move of the feature. So I have a part here I've already programmed. I'll show the features. You can see them there. I'll look at the Delcam manager and just face, hole, turn, etc. If I go back to the feature manager, you'll see I have a set of sketches here at the bottom that all are different points. This first one, you can see it highlighted out there in space when I hover over that. The first one is a start point that I'm using for the turn and the face operations. And then I have a tool change location further from the part out there in space a little bit. And this is a way you can set an intermediate or an alternate tool change location. Your default tool change location is set in your options on your post options page right here. But you can also have an alternate tool change location that you can set at the operation level. So I have a point there that represents that. Another point that is the start point for the drill. One that is going to serve as both the start point and the end point for some grooving operations. And then finally a thread start point. Now notice how these are all separate sketches. You don't have to name them specially, but they do have to be separate sketches. You can't have all 5 of these points on one sketch and expect DFS to discern which point to use. So put them all in separate sketches. And then to use them, simply go into the feature, actually go into the operation, and for example we have this first face operation. I will just open the attributes, scroll to the bottom, and you see that I have this turn face start sketch, that's the name of the sketch, selected as my start point, and the tool change location sketch selected as the tool change location. Now I'll zoom out a little bit and we'll preview this toolpath and you'll see how that works. You see the tool rapiding down to the intermediate location, that's the start point. So it can serve as a safe position. If you want, instead of rapiding directly to the beginning of a feature from the start point, it's a way you can sort of rapid and move around something. So it's a safe intermediate location. So there's my start point, and then it rapids down to the clearance and then begins to cut that feature. Okay, and that did come from that alternate tool change location. Let's look at the next one. For drilling, simple enough. You just right click and go to the attributes, and once again you can see how I've selected that drill start point as the start point and the tool change location. The rough pass for the turning operation, scroll down once again and you can see again the start point and the tool change location set. This is not required. You don't have to set this tool change location. I've just chosen to do it for each one of these operations. Next we'll go to this groove. I'll right click and go to the attributes, and you see that I have this start/end point selected as the start point for the rough operation, and again the tool change location. Once the rough pass is finished, I'll move on to the finished pass, and of course the tool really doesn't go anywhere. It stays right there at the clearance. But at the finish operation, at the conclusion of it, I want to retract to a safe end point. So again, it's a good intermediate location. You can kind of control where the tool goes before it rapids home. Or in this case, it's going to rapid to another feature. So I've set that as the end point. And finally, for the threading feature, edit that attributes, and again at the bottom you see a thread start point coming from the tool change location. So putting that all together, let's look at this from the front view and run a full centerline simulation. You can see all of these points being used that I've shown in there, and I can go through and show these points. There's the turn, tool change, the drill start point, the groove start point, and the thread start point. And they're all being utilized throughout the program. At this point, everything is a rapid move. For example, this face feature, it rapids to the start point and then rapids to the clearance. What I can do is I can go into the operation, the same place I set the start point, go to the feed and speed properties, and you'll see a checkbox down there, feed from start point or curve. And right now the default behavior is to rapid. We're going to feed and give it some kind of feed value. Okay. And let's preview that toolpath. So once again, it rapids that start point, and you'll notice that it's the green toolpath, and then it feeds to the next point. And you can see that that is indicated by, in this case, the tool color, that purple color. So it is feeding to that position at our given feed rate. And this can be done for all of the start points. So again, it's a good way you can control your approach moves for all of these different turning type features.